Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fit and safe. So welcome again to your social studies class. Today we will discuss about what? About secularism. Okay. So this is the second chapter of civics, which is understanding secularism. So let's begin. Now, what do you mean by secularism? Secular is a word which our constitution and our preamble promotes every time. Okay, so what do you mean by secularism? Okay, if a person is secular, what does it mean? Let me give you uh, the thing which is some people misunderstood. Secular, if a person is a secular, that doesn't mean he didn't respect any religion. It doesn't mean that our religion is bigger than somebody else's, or we didn't believe in any religion. It just means the non involvement of the religion. That's it. Okay, we so first of all, let me tell you, our constitution, our government, okay, is not of any particular religion. It's not promoting or not supporting any particular religion. India is a multi-religion country. India is a diverse country where every citizen, every individual who lives in India has equal rights. Okay, and this is guaranteed by our constitution. Okay, so that is why our framers of the constitution has adopted secularism. Okay, because India is such a diverse country, and this is our feature, this is our virtue, this is our culture, that we have unity in diversity. Okay, so that is why our framers adopted the idea of secularism in our constitution, and in our preamble. So secularism means non involvement of religion. So what does it mean? It means that there is no state religion of our country. Okay, there are many religions like Hindu, Muslim, Christians, Sikh, Jain, Buddha, Parsis. Okay, but there is no official religion of our country. I'll tell you how. Just like Pakistan is a Islamic country. Okay, Pakistan is official religion is Islam. Okay, some Arabic countries are also Islamic countries. Okay, but our India is a secular country. That means that there is no state religion of our country. Okay, and but it doesn't mean that our government didn't support any religion, or they ban on the customs of other religion. That doesn't mean, or there is no we can't preach, we can't do the virtues, the rituals of our religion. We are free to do whatever we want to promote for our religion. Okay, there is totally up to that is a right of that is a right of citizens, that we can preach any religion. So for that, our constitution has given us a right. You have studied about some fundamental rights. There are 6 fundamental rights. One of them is the freedom of religion. So what is the freedom of religion? That means it is our choice, it is our right, that we can follow any religion, we can change our religion, or we don't follow any religion. That is up to us. Okay, some people believe in in one power. Okay, and some people believe in statues. So that is their belief, that is their own way of to preach their god, to preach their religion. So we have right. Okay, so now what is the features of the secularism? So there is no state religion of our country. Number 2, no religious teaching in government educational institution. Okay, no religious type of teaching. Okay, that is the second feature of secularism. Now, no test of religious nature have to be passed to hold a public office. What does it mean? It means that if there is a public office like government hospitals, like schools, ठीक है, like any shop, like mall or any public place. Okay, so every citizen has equal rights to use that particular place. You must be wondering that what is the big deal in this. It is happening, but students, we are very lucky that we are having secularism in our country, because when you'll study in ninth, you will study about South Africa. Okay, there was discrimination between the citizen on the basis of the color. Okay, so there were white people also, there were black people also, and the black people were not allowed to use the public places. Can you believe it? They were not allowed to go to the park. They were not allowed to sit in the same bus with the white people. And same some discrimination was happening in India also that time when Britishers were here. You must have seen in some movies that there were discrimination. They were not allowing Indians to sit with them. They were not allowing to some Indians to travel on the same coach of railway. So these were the discrimination earlier going on. So when India became independent, so this was the first priority of our framers, that there should be equality, and to promote equality, secularism was very important. Okay, so that is the feature, that no test of religious nature have to be passed to hold a public office. Okay, if you are having a public office, if you are having a public place, that place is every cities, that place is used, anybody can use that place. Okay, that place is for everyone. Okay, now no penalty for deviating from any religious belief. Okay, suppose that means that there will be no punishment if you are not doing puja today, if you are not praying today. So there will be no punishment. Somebody will not sue you. Somebody not file a case against you if you are not praying today. So there's no penalty on deviating from any religious belief. So these are the features of secularism. Now moving on to the next heading, which is what I think importance of secularism for preventing discrimination. Okay, so as I have told you, earlier discrimination was the part of our society and the many part of around the world, many part of world. Okay, so why secularism is important? Okay, so secularism is important to preventing discrimination between various religious groups. So in India there are many religious groups. So the one group, the one who is in majority cannot discriminate the other minorities or other religious group who are less in numbers. So that is why the idea of secularism was adopted. Okay, and this discrimination is not just between the two religions, it is within the religion also, the caste system. Okay, in one religion itself there are sub castes. Okay, there is dividation of the castes. So on that basis of also there should be no discrimination. So all the government institutions, offices do not discriminate on the basis of religion. So just underline this, just understand this. If anybody is there are some people, for their own good, for their own selfish aims, they make people hostile. Okay, so that is the thing. Government institution, our constitution never promote discrimination on the basis of religion. Okay, now constitution gives every citizen the right to choose and change his or her religion. That is the part of our fundamental rights. Okay, so anybody can change his or her religion, anybody can preach any religion. Suppose I am a Hindu, but I love the prayers of Christians. Suppose I love the tradition of the Gurdwara. So it is up to me. I can go, I can preach, I can do the the rituals whatever I want, okay, but in the limit of the law. Don't break the law in the name of religion, but in the limit of the law, I can promote any religion, any belief which I believe in, okay. That is my right, okay. So this is the right given by the constitution. Now why what is the importance of secularism for India's unity? Okay, this is our next heading. The importance of secularism for India's unity. It's slowly coming here, as you can see. Importance of secularism for India's unity. Wait. So our constitution promotes harmony among different religious groups. So as I have told you in the beginning that India is a multi-religion country. Every person who lives in this country has equal right for every policy, every facility, every place which is authorized by the government, which is a public property, okay. So our constitution promotes harmony among different religious groups. How? Ki some people are there, some groups of people, and some people are there who for just fulfilling their selfish aim, for just grabbing a position, what they do, they create differences between the people, they discriminate others, they make people hostile. So this is the threat for India's unity, okay. So for that, for preventing discrimination, our framers adopted secularism. So this is secularism is very important for India's unity, okay. So I think this is about this chapter. I hope you have understood. So let me tell you before binding up, I'll give you one more example for that when you entered in the school gate, you are not a Jain, you are not Agarwal, you are not Khan, you are not Bagga, you are what? You are just a student, okay, and we are just the teachers. So same goes for if you are living in this country, you are afterwards you are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, whatever. First you all are Indian, and we all have the equal rights towards our country. We have equal rights on the resources of our country. We all are equal in the eyes of law, okay. When government make any policy, when government makes any law, when government provide any facilities, that is for each and every citizen. There are many secular countries where the government has absolutely nothing to do with the religion and does not support any religion. But in India it is not so. Though our government does not promote any religion, but it respects the freedom of the citizen to practice and preach any religion of their choice. Hence, even though religious festivals are not celebrated in government's institution, but the days of all major religious festivals are declared holidays so that the faithful may celebrate at home. Our government also gives grants to religious institutions for carrying on their activities, okay. They sometimes relaxes on the certain laws, like loudspeaker is not allowed from a certain time period, but in festival days they relaxes this law. And there are some ban also, just like sacrificing humans are totally illegal in the name of religion. So there are some ban on certain activities, and some relaxation also in some law to promote the religions. So that is why government is working for each and every person. Our constitution has provided us the right, the equal right for each and every person who is living in this country, okay. So that is the idea of secularism. I hope you all have understood. Always remember that first we are Indian, then we are whatever the surname we are having and whatever the religion we are believing. Afterwards we are all that. First we live in this country, first our duty is towards this country. In the freedom struggle, no, our freedom fighters, we didn't know them because of their religion, we know them because of their deeds. Okay, when a player play for the country, we know him because of his outstanding performance, not because of his or her religion. So we first we are Indian, then we are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, or Isai, or whatever. Okay, so I hope you have understood the chapter. I'll see you in the next chapter. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Stay safe, stay healthy, and always remember that we are Indians. Thank you.